this is some juice, right? You gotta think. All right, let's get into it. The Holiday Awakening patch notes.
What's up, heroes of Arcasia? Henry here, back with another episode of Patch Notes with Henry. Today we're going to be covering the Holiday Awakening update.
They're not in the studio.
And as you can see, a little bit different today. I'm just going to do this from my desk. Got access to some of our QA builds. We're just going to hop in game in a little bit, and I'll show you off some of the new content. This month has a bunch of different things kind of coming in. It's a bit of a collection month. We've got a bunch of things you probably will care about, though. Everything from new content to new progression events, new general fun events, and then also the latest Korean balance patch is going to be arriving, which I know a ton of players care
Slayer
about.
buff. Slayer buff. Slayer buff.
Today. Let's dive in.
Give it to me. I need it.
We have some new content arriving in the game with this update, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of it here, and if any of it sounds interesting to you, there's going to be more detail in the written notes. So with that said, let's quickly cover 3 major pieces of content that's arriving. First up, we have Buzzling Island. It's a fun, new, whimsical island, bee, honey themed. There's some fun quests.
Shit.
There's going to be a new Island Soul, new Makoko seeds, and new competition where you turn into a bee and get to race. New controls, get to use the arrow keys, kind of similar to some of the fun events where you turn into a Makoko in the past. TLDR, fun event, kind of goofy, whimsical. There's some cool rewards, though. So if you're into those types of adventures in Lost Ark, check out the section in the notes that talks about item level requirements, island location, and the hours that you can get in and check that new adventure quest out, Trial of Honor. It'll be fun. If you like bees or just collecting things in Lost Ark, it's for you. All right, next piece of content is going to be the North Curzon rapport system.
About time.
Let's go. 3 NPCs, Mystic, Ren, and Tamut, who are some of the newer kind of characters you've encountered in your stories, venturing to both North and South Curzon. There's going to be new dialogue, new quests. As you interact with those NPCs a bit more, you'll be able to fill out the Adventures Tome. And then, of course, there's going to be some supporting systems added for that. Things like rapport gifts being added to the Colvin Wandering Merchant, and also added to the North Curzon rapport exchange NPC. So it should be fun for people that either enjoy getting to know more about the NPCs in Lost Ark, or just want to fill out their North Curzon Adventurers Tome and get the Enlightenment Point potion in that track. All right, the last kind of like new piece of content arriving in this update is an overhaul and new pet ability system. Pets are going to be able to learn abilities through ability training at the Stronghold Launch, with abilities available in 3 grades: Rare, Epic, and Legendary.
Oh, God.
Which offer kind of increasingly powerful effects throughout those 3 grades. Abilities are specific to Security Division placements, with the Ranch providing some new like battle-related effects, the Farm focusing on farm-related effects, and the Dock supporting Stronghold activities like Dispatch and Craft. These abilities only activate when the pet is placed in one of those divisions that matches its ability type. You can check those pet's abilities in the new pet inventory or the security division. There's a bunch of details that kind of dive into how this system works. Things like the ability training process, the security division placement, the pet release system, and more in the full release notes. So if this is something that sounds really interesting, feel free to read through that whole section there. But just wanted to raise up that this is going to be a new kind of overhauled system that kind of deepens the way that you interact with pets, and should be fun for a lot of players. Just, you know, another kind of fun side system to engage with when you have a little downtime in the game. Let's quickly talk about raid balance. We'll talk about
So obviously I'm sure I'll find out when I read the patch notes, but from my understanding, are they adding new pet abilities, or is that not new pet abilities? Because I don't know, he didn't describe very much. Because, like, what's this old tab? But I guess I'll find out when I actually read the notes.
So if this is something that sounds really interesting, feel free to read through that whole section there. But just wanted to raise
Oh
up
wait. Oh shit. I hit backspace.
to raise up this.
So I guess these are the abilities, the new ones. It's recovering, resting, move speed, specialty meter, and recovering. It's not terrible.
This is going to be a
But it
new
costs blue
kind of
crystals.
overhauled system
Oh
that
no.
kind of deepens the way that you
I
interact
have to
with
wail on the
pets, and
pets.
should be fun for a lot of players. Just another kind of fun side system to engage with when you have a little downtime in the game.
This is the juice.
Quickly talk about raid balance. We'll talk about character balance a little bit later on, but when it comes to some of the Legion raids, we've reduced the HP of those raids just to make the re-clearing experience a bit easier. We know
Nice.
that
We love
that's something
this.
that is tough on players trying to re-clear those raids and not wanting that kind of hard prog experience when plugging with random people week over week. So just to make homework a bit easier, the raids that are going to be adjusted are Belshaza, Akan, Thamine, and then I guess not really a Legion raid, but she is now a Legion commander. Spoiler alert! If you
Oh no.
haven't played North Curzon, just skip this part. But Echidna is
Nice.
also going to get an HP nerf, and all of those apply to both normal and hard mode.
That's juice.
All right,
That was some juice. Because for new or returning players who haven't cleared Thamine or Echidna yet, Thamine's an experience. I haven't even done Echidna yet, but definitely that's a good update. We'll take that.
let's talk about one of the biggest things in this update.
All right, what do you got for me,
Which
Henry?
is going to be
What kind of juice do you have for me?
progression events. There's going to be a Voltus Power Pass arriving, which is going to pair very well with the new Hyper Awakening Road.
Oh shit!
This is going to be built to help players bring another character up to item level 1640 to kind of join their ranks or their roster at tier 4. It's going to give you a ton of juice. There's some pretty nice rewards in there. This is one of the things that I wanted to just kind of hop in game and show off. I'm going to be hopping into one of our QA environments.
Please be
So
juice.
you might see some kind of janky
Please
things.
be
It's going to
uber
be a little
juice.
behind the scenes look, just kind of an early look at that event, just so we can just show you firsthand what some of those rewards are going to be, since we know that's something that you all really care about, obviously really important. So yeah, let's hop in game and take a look. Cool. All right. So in the event UI, it's going to pop up just like a normal event does, kind of in this event section. This one's going to be Road to Hyper Awakening. It's going to be something that you can
okay.
enable on one
So it's
character
a
on
okay.
your
That's
roster
juice.
from November 27th all the way through January 15th. You're going to be able to activate.
My only problem with this is it's more cutting elixirs. It's more time spent in a terrible in-game system. That's just going to annoy and piss off vet players and deter new players from playing. It's my only problem so far.
Activate this on a character that is between item level 1540 and 1640. So if you have something at 1641, you can't activate it. But we know that there's some people that might have pushed a character to tier 4 already and don't want to bring a new character up, but want some rewards on an existing character. So we're going to allow that to be enabled at 1640. It's going to be the top end of that. It's going to be a normal kind of progression event that if you're a Lost Ark veteran, you're kind of familiar with. There's 2 categories of missions, and like I talked about, kind of behind the scenes look, we're missing some art here, some headers here.
Nice.
Just some
Some
small things
transcendence
you'll notice
juice.
that'll get cleaned up before you see it live in game.
Love to see that.
So down here, you're going to have reward chests that you earn as you progress through the event, as your item level progresses.
Big juice.
I already have this character kind of leveled up to 1640 to show progressing all the way through, and we can claim some of those rewards, take a look through them. And then some of the main focuses of this event are going to be progressing through Ivory Tower. So there's going to be some missions up here that give you elixir rewards. And then also the other tab, progressing through Thamine, we're going to have a bunch of transcendence rewards in there.
That's juice.
So
We
since
love
we're
that.
talking about that, let's go through it. When you clear the first gate, you're going to be able to get a set of transmuted elixirs that are just going to give you 40 set for the luck set.
What the fuck?
And then from there, as you go through and clear more gates throughout the event, you're going to be earning more elixirs.
Oh, so
to
it's like
tailor that
it's like
set
Ignite.
to whatever you want.
Okay.
But we hope this gives you a firm baseline, gets you started on that system right away. And then
Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I mean, they're giving us 40 set for free. You just have to re-roll your gloves and helmet, same as Ignite server. So honestly, not that bad. Could have been worse.
Transcendence is going to function very similarly. This ticket that you get is going to
Oh,
give
nice.
you
So it's literally
Transcendence
just
level
Ignite.
3 on all of your armor pieces,
That's actually juice.
as you probably had in Ignite if you went through and made an Ignite character. Then, as you clear additional gates in Thamine, you'll get some additional Darkfire, some of the restoration tickets to make that kind of a smoother
So 2 weeks of
experience,
Thamine, okay.
all the way through there. But those aren't the only help you're going to get with Transcendence and Elixirs, since we know it can be tough. There's some RNG involved in the system. There's also going to be additional rewards for those as you progress through some of these rewards.
Show the rewards, Henry.
So the first chest is activated when you hit item level 1540. It's going to have your standard, honing materials, silver, some ancient accessories, that sort of thing. We can go ahead and claim that. Get those. It's going to have all of that here. You can pop it open on your character. Everything that you're
Move the
used to
inventory
getting as you
over.
progress through these events. The second one is going to function very similarly. It's going to be when you hit item level 1580. But some of the important things that are in this one are actually going to be that Akon
You
gear
get free
selection
Akon?
chest.
Okay.
Super important. You'll be able to get that Akon gear and keep going through your honing journey. You're also going to get some gems, some level 8s, which is super important as you set up your character, and just super helpful as you progress through the game in general. From there, the next one's going to come in at item level 1600. This is where we're going to get some of that help with additional elixirs. You can see there.
We got some selection packs
chest
as well.
X3. It's going to have a bunch more honing mats, hopefully help you just progress naturally through the game. The goal is, for veteran players, they're going to kind of click through these hones really fast. But for someone that's maybe returning, activating this on a main they haven't played in a while, or someone that's just newer to the game, it's important to kind of learn these systems and go through them. No, it can be frustrating for a veteran who just wants to mash through all those hones as fast as possible. But got to keep the newer returning players in mind as well, and let them kind of experience these in waves, as they progress, get these new chests, check out a new system, learn about elixirs, get some quality taps, some hones in along the way, and kind of progress through that
100
naturally. So this one's going to be focused 1600 on the
Jesus.
Voldis and Ivory Tower, of course.
100 armor.
And then the next chest
Restoration
is gonna come in at
tickets
item
are
level
insane.
1610. This one's going to be more focused on Thamine, since that's where you unlock Thamine normal, of course. It's going to have some more Darkfire. You can see also 100 armor restoration tickets to help you progress through and really lighten the cost of Transcendence on this character. Bunch more honing material chests, of course, to help get you through this entire experience. And then the final one's going to come in at 1620. This is going to layer in
So 100 weapon restoration, but only 2 weapon restoration.
Behemoth. You can see some Behemoth scales, some weapon Transcendence tickets, and some Agris's scales to help start the advanced honing process. From there, you're going to start unlocking some tier 4 materials, since 1620 is the break point to enter tier 4. And of course, the one most people care about, the kind of juicy end of event reward. It's going to come with a bunch more tier 4 materials that kind of help you along that journey and get up to speed in tier 4, and include Selection chest for tier 4 gear, so you can kind of skip Can You Art Fortress. It's going to have some engraving recipes to help you, some
Selectors,
selection,
nice.
5 legendary selection cards to
It's
help
gonna be good for the
you get
Brelshaws
up to
set.
speed with, LOS or Lost Wind Cliff. Um, and then tier 4 event gems, you're going to get 2 cooldown level 6 and then 2 damage level 6. And I know you've probably been waiting for me to hover this one. This is 4 giant gold bars.
Nice.
So it's going to give you 40,000 bound gold
Okay,
to
that's
help
huge.
use some of these materials. Since we know players really care about some of this stuff, getting through Transcendence on maybe a character that hasn't done it yet, using this kind of stuff. That's why we wanted it to be enabled on a character that was 1640.
Should have some juice.
Just, gone through that gear transfer experience. Obviously, you'll be missing out on some of the benefits from these lower level materials and stuff. But, we wanted to make sure that you have the agency to make that decision. So hopefully you'll have some room to play around, figure out what's right for you. If you're new or returning, this should help you get a main character set up and kind of join your friends in the end game. And if you're returning, you have some options of where you want to kind of plug and play with this event on your roster. But a really important part that I didn't mention before is some of the additional honing buffs and effects that you get throughout the course of this event. You can see here like Artisan's Energy X2, honing support. So you're not just getting all these materials, there's also going to be some support to make that honing experience a bit smoother. So let me talk through those buffs.
It's essentially the same so far as just what you got through Ignite, just not Ignite servers. You have more raid access. I mean, it's juice. It's just the elixirs. I don't want to do them more elixirs, even though it's just 2 pieces you have to do them on.
Really quickly. So from item level 1540 all the way to 1620, you're going to have the double accumulation of Artisan's Energy, and then also a 100% increase in the basic honing success chance. So that means your chance to hit a hone is just doubled all the way from 1540 to 1620. On top of that, there's going to be XP material discounts. When you infuse the XP into your gear when you're honing. From 1540 to 1580, you're going to get a 70% discount. And then from 1585, once you transfer to the Econ gear, all the way to 1620, you're going to get a 40% discount. For honing materials, kind of separate from that XP infusion, you're going to go from 1540 to 1580 is going to be 70% again. And then 1585 to 1620 is going to be a 40% discount. And then for gold, from 1540 to 1580, you're going to have a 100% discount, only uses silver. And then from 1585, once you transfer to that Econ gear, all the way to 1620 is going to be a 40% discount. So once again, you might miss out on some of those benefits if you're activating this on a 1640, but you'll still get the rewards, the materials, progression mats. Just miss out on some of those honing buffs. So yeah, there's the event in a nutshell.
Okay, that shit was juice. I got nothing really bad to say about that. It's essentially the same thing as Ignite, so newer players who just transferred over will already be somewhat familiar with the system, and it's a very forgiving event with all the discounts. So you'll probably be able to, you might be able to finish the event in a week, maybe 2. I guess it depends on how much gold you're already sitting on your main roster. But yeah, honestly, very juiced event, very, very happy with it.
So along with the progression events, there's going to be a fun seasonal event as well. It's going to be Toto's Ice Castle. It's going to be returning for the frigid months, available until the February update. You're going to be able to enter this one from the major cities.
So February's next juice update.
You'll transform into Makokos when entering the castle. It's kind of a fun mini game where you kind of try to avoid broken tiles on the ground. There's ice on the ground, and the tiles break once you step on them. And then you'll want to break other snowflakes and stuff using some special skills while you're transformed into a Makoko. You're going to be able to enter every even hour, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., according to your server time, of course. And you're going to be able to enter once per roster per day. But you can also earn tokens, event tokens, by completing your dailies like Chaos Dungeons, Curzon Front, or Guardian Raids. Those Freya tokens can be spent at the event shop, which has a ton of items. We can take a quick look at that if it's interesting.
New event shop.
Let's
see.
hop in game again. So first off, you're going to be able to take your Freya's small stars and exchange those for Freya stars, and that's what's going to be in the second tab is some of those extra special rewards. But here we've got some of the classics. There's a bunch of honing materials, elixirs. You'll be able to snag 100 Fions. There's some quality taps, honing books, and a lot of these are going to be roster limits just throughout the course of the event.
No tier 4 honing books, though.
The classic Una stuff, some pirate coins, card packs, and then down here you'll see we're adding the feasts back. Of course, players love the event feasts. Got to grab those before hopping in raids. And then on top of that, there will be an endless silver exchange this time around, since we know that's important for people that have an excess of tokens. So those are kind of the table stake stuff, just to help with progression, help with our faster content cadence in the West. And a lot of this is going to pair really well with the progression event. Just being able to layer in, if maybe you hit a stopping point, need to keep progressing. You'll be able to earn some of this organically as you play the game, or if you want to earn it faster, hop in, play the fun mini game, and earn a bunch of rewards for doing so. And then in this tab, there's going to be
more luminous shards,
Leap legendary card selection pack. So all the new cards that were just added to the game, along with the old ones. So if you're still trying to fill out LOS, you can do that. If you have that filled out, you can start working on some of those new card sets, especially as there's some new raids on the horizon that may use those card sets in the future. On top of that, you're going to be able to grab some luminous gem shards, roll those ancient accessories or relic accessories from A-Gear. There's some legendary combat engraving selections, some transcendence mats just to help progress through that a little bit. It's not a ton, but just, it is this kind of, each one of these is 3,000 gold, so hopefully it's a little bit of a help that pairs
There's
well
the tier 4 books.
On top of that. Then there's going to be a couple special honing books that help you get all the way to item level 1660. You're going to be able to snag 6 of the armor books and 2 of the weapon books just for a little extra boost there. And then there's some dark fire as well to help out fill in any gaps in your transcendence. So it should be fun. A bunch of stuff to just kind of work on, help with progression. Yeah, there's a first look at the Freya Island event shop. Quickly wrap up the events section. Just going to run through a couple general updates. We've added a new daily login reward track, like always. So keep logging in to get some fun new bonuses.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Every day you come back. The Ignite servers and all related events are going to end. Transferred and ended a few days ago. But all of that is going to be gone now. So we'll be transitioning over to some of these new progression events for players. The Light of the Abyss event is also going to come to an end with this update, along with the Chase the Storm event is going to also be closed up. All right, let's talk about store updates. First off, we have the Flopsy and Wolfsy skin set. Kind of a fun mix of some lifestyle.
Did you just say Flopsy and Wolfsy?
Let's check them out.
He did say Flopsy and Wolfie. Oh, Jesus. We have ears. Grim's gonna go crazy for these. Grim's gonna spend a lot of money on that skin on the right and maybe the one in the middle.
So along with those cosmetics, we also have some new special Black Friday, Cyber Monday style bundles that are going to be in the shop just for 1 week only. There's going to be 3 bundles. The first one is going to be called the Golden.
Trying to be the alpha with those ears. That's what I'm saying.
Kind of like deluxe bundle, kind of the high end one, with a bunch
so I got
of
2 wolves fighting inside me.
Serious discounts on items that we know players are excited about. It's going to have some crystals, card packs. It's going to have luminous gem shards and a bunch of honing materials.
That's crazy.
Selection, so you can use them for tier 3, probably tier 4. Also honing support chests like Lava's Breath and Glacier Breath. So that's going to be kind of the ultimate upgrade package. On top of that, we have the Harvest Bundle. That's going to be still a pretty versatile bundle. Just maybe some lower item amounts in there. It's going to come in with crystals, luminous gem shards, ebony cube tickets.
I know you wish
and a
you
bunch
could
of
be the
different,
demons
honing
right now.
materials, as well. So that's another good one to kind of balance some progression, but also a bit more affordable for some folks. And then the final one is going to be called the Thrifty Thrills Bundle. That's going to be kind of the lower end bundle. It's going to have some fewer crystals, fewer honing shards, fewer all honing materials, but still a great value for the price. It's supposed to be kind of a fun group of packs with serious discounts. As everyone's doing Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, we wanted to add some into the game as players are looking to progress through tier 4. If you want to accelerate some of that, these are going to be a great bang for your buck.
Here we go.
So another big part of the update
Slayer buff
forward to is going to be the latest balance patch coming in. Normally I do like a buff nerf for a bunch of the classes, but this balance patch is super comprehensive. It touches almost every single class. There's a few that it doesn't, but for the most part, almost every class got some form of update.
Slayer buff.
And
Slayer buff.
for some
Breaker
of the classes,
buff.
like
Please.
one spec, formerly a class engraving, their enlightenment tree might have changed a little bit for other classes, and for the other spec, it might have, been a nerf versus a buff. So it's hard to do just a full list of nerfs and buffs for all the classes. So for this part, I'm going to direct you to the full notes. I would go check it out. There's a ton of changes. Make sure to read through and see what's changing for your class. For a lot of them, it's a buffs, but there are a few nerfs in there. So make sure to check that out in the full written release notes. All right, that's going to be it for this episode of Patch Notes with Henry. Really appreciate you for tuning in. Hopefully these are helpful. Try to do something a little bit different with this one. Just a long Henry Yap session, hopped in the game, that kind of stuff.
It wasn't a Henry Yap session. You cooked Henry.
As always, please leave a comment. Engage with the YouTube video in the comments. Really helpful for us. We try different things. We want to, stay agile. Whatever works best for the community. We love Lost Ark. We love the Lost Ark community. So yeah, give us a like, a subscribe, as the video folks probably want me to say. Flying solo right now though, so just guessing. But feel free to do that. Leave us a comment once again, and I'll end on a community question. Obviously with the balance updates, the new progression event, kind of an opportunity to try out a new play style, try out a new character, especially, entering into tier 4 where the way those characters function is going to be completely different. Let us know what you're going to make. I need some suggestions. I'm going to read through the comments. If I see an overwhelming, majority leaning on one character, maybe I'll try it out. So let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to make with these events, or what you're excited to try out with all those new balance changes. We appreciate you. Thanks a ton, and I'll see you in Arcasia.
It's pretty juiced. Now we gotta do the patch notes. I really only care about the balance updates, but we'll see what's up. The Holiday Awakening. So we have the new Adventure Island, new Island Solomon, new Makokos, hopefully new stuff. And so yeah, a title and a 2 jukebox songs, nothing crazy. The rapport system finally. It's a bit late, but we have it now. The new pet ability system. Yeah, it's nothing too special. The health nerfs on the raids are pretty good for new players and returning, especially for these early ones like Belshazzar and Akan. Powerpass we spent a lot of time on. It's juiced. I care more about where's the balance? Look at these wolf ears. Where's the balance? No one cares about PvP. PvP's dead. There's the balance. Holy shit. Alright. So Berserker got a lot of juice. Jesus. Is this all of them? Holy fuck. So that's PvP shit. Who cares? PvP's dead. Here's what I care about. So they have the Punisher damage, but they lowered how long it lasts for bursts, so get fucked Punisher players, I guess. A lot of the damage increase with some cooldown difference. No Predator changes, really. It's just all Arc passive or Punisher. War Dancer got very limited. A lot of it is PvP. Scrapper got nothing, really. Sucks for all the martial artist players. Yeah, about the same. What about... Okay, never mind. Those are just the females. I was gonna say, where's Breaker at? Why isn't Breaker gotten anything yet? So far it just seems like a lot of damage increases in the arc passive system and then reducing cooldowns. Oh, Breaker only got PvP changes. That's sad. Holy shit. Deadeye just got 3 pages worth of updates. Are they trying to make enhanced weapon usable over Pistolier? Jesus, I think they are. Artillery's PvP changes. Some more damage buffs for arc passive. Machinist PvP change. And then more arc passive buffs. Holy shit, yeah. So just all around buffing skill time and damage for the gunslinger. That makes sense. The shotguns are slow. So I'm kind of fine with them increasing casting speed, because even with, I think it's Galewind, the cast increase rune, it's still pretty slow, especially when you have to back attack on raid bosses. Arcanist just got 1 damage increase. So it got a base damage increase. It kind of decreases as the further you get in. Summoner, I don't know anyone who plays Summoner. I don't think I've ever seen a Summoner. Bard, it just looks like cosmetic change. So a bit of a damage buff with a meter consumption increase to go with it on Sork. Deathblade's just all PvP other than the small update to Arc passive. Increasing a backstab. It's nothing crazy. Oh shit, Grim got a little bit of juice. Grim got a little juice. It's all arc passive stuff, so it's juice he can't use. But it's juice nonetheless. Just PvP change. Damn. Some more Ark passive shit I can't use. And the arrow just got just increased weather damage. And then it's not a decrease midway through, it's just a full increase. And some all around juice. Not a bad update. Should hold us over till low on winter and Brelshaza whenever we get her again.